Hey guys, how's it going? Mike Texas here. Gonna start doing a little bit of a different kind of videos. Gonna do some live commentary while I actually play the game. So be a little bit longer, but I guess you call them, let's play or gameplay videos. So here's Kingdoms of Amalur, Reckoning. Just gonna start off. What I'm gonna basically try to make is a Paladin hero character, actually a Cavalier, somewhere along that lines. So let's get it started. Guess we'll go with normal, so I don't have to reload too much. So the reason I actually got this game, I played the demo, which is a really good demo. It lets you play through the whole beginning tutorial and then gives you an extra 45 minutes of time, and it pauses the timer whenever you're talking to anybody or inventory or anything, so 45 minutes of running around. So I ended up playing it for probably a good hour and a half probably after that. And the only limits they have is they kind of give you a small sandbox of the game, so you can't just take off running. At the end, when I knew I only had about 15 minutes left, I just want to see how far it could explore, and eventually you run into some invisible balls. But I would definitely recommend, getting the demo off Xbox Live or wherever, giving it a shot. And because I was surprised, that's why I'm so late to making these videos, is I wasn't even planning on playing these games till there was absolutely nothing else really out, while I'm waiting for Diablo 3 to release, and especially Grand Theft Auto 5, and really looking forward to what is it called, Assassin's Creed. Wasn't really into that game either until I saw, actually like the idea of being a pirate and sailing around on the ship, and the ship looks really real, and just kind of like, there's not a lot of pirate games out there, so it should be pretty fun.
From the beginning, we were wrong, and only now, well into the second decade of the conflict, have we begun to understand the mistakes we have made. We lived in harmony among the Fae, in a world awakened to new magic. Perhaps we should have foreseen what might be born on this rising tide. What force might awaken. A force powerful enough to twist even the eternal and immutable Fae folk. But Gadflow, the new king of the Winter Court, surprised us all. Singular among his people, he was all that other Fae were not. Aggressive, ambitious, visionary. He had power like none we had ever seen. Terrible and deadly. Gadflow and his followers, the Tuatha Deon, believed that a new god was to be born in the east, beneath Gadflow's crystalline fortress of Amathen. In the name of that god, they marched to war against the young races of Amalur. Against a mortal army, no matter the power of their god, we might have been victorious. But the Fae are creatures of magic, not bound by the laws of life and death. Each Tuatha fallen on the battlefield would soon rise again, for the Fae do not know death as we do. How could we stand against such a force? For 10 years the war raged. For 10 years the armies of Men and Alpha fought and died. But as our numbers dwindled, we knew that it was only a matter of time. Our fate had been written. At least, that is what we believed. Until you died.
So that's kind of a cool part of the game there, it's showing the cards. And I've played a demo for a little bit where those cards are your destiny cards. So you actually get to pick your destiny. It's kind of like a class. Gives you your bonus for it. And you can switch them out, which is kind of cool, whenever you want.
What do you think this one is then? Alpha? Garan? Could even be a Jotun. Always a surprise, eh, Garan?
Eyes on the job, boy. Don't matter what it is. Dead's dead. And be thankful for that. All we've seen. Go on and pull back the sheet, though. It'll need to be in our report,
So you got the four
one way or the other.
kind of races here, basically. Human, regular human. This one's more like a pirate human, it says, if you go through their history. And then the two different elves, you know, high elves and wood elves, basically. But they got their names for it. What's cool about this game is it basically, it's kind of a mix. Reminds me of Fable, and then some Skyrim elements or Elder Scrolls elements in it too. But the fighting and kind of like the cartoony characters, it's kind of got an idea of like Fable in there, but a little less comedy. So we're making a Paladin character, so they'll have, however you say that name, God of Justice. And just gotta kind of pick a face here and then kind of alter it. So the character I'm making is based off an archetype when I used to play Dungeons and Dragons back before video games were big and real. And his name was Paladin Truehelm, Paladin of Justice, of course. And he kind of looked a bit like this. Without the, gotta get the accessories off there. He didn't have a nose ring. It's kind of a clean cut. There we go. I don't mess with the face too much. With the blonde hair, blue eyes kind of thing.
A human. And not in bad shape. Almain by the look of him. You know how you can tell? Turn him over. See if there's a stick in his arse. All right then. Make sure it goes into the report. You know he'll want all the details.
Amazing how well the body held up. Better than I've seen.
I'm just glad it's not moving. Must have been born under a lucky star, this one.
Anything else we need?
Unless you'd like to name him, I think we're done. Put him with the others.
See if it'll actually let me spell it all out. I was playing Oblivion the other day. I spelled that wrong. And they don't give you enough spaces. It's kind of funny how the older games did that.
Well, that's it for you then. Better luck next time.
His scared look on his face. It's awesome. So another really cool thing about this game is that the story was written and made by R.A. Salvatore, Todd McFarlane, and Ken Rolstein. I'm not sure who Todd McFarlane and Ken Rolstein are. I assume there's something like R.A. Salvatore. I know R.A. Salvatore, write a bunch of, he used to write a lot of, fantasy books. loosely based off of Dungeons and Dragons too, so should be kind of the normal story of you know, hero saves the world kind of thing. I kind of like how you start off with nothing but rags. I mean, even you're barefooted, and by the end of this, basically beginning tutorial here, you'll be able to kind of pick what you want to be. So that note over there, that was back on the table, basically talks about how they're burning dead bodies now to deal with all the dead bodies that are here. And there's my first sword. So it goes through, this is basically a tutorial teaching you how to use everything. It kind of makes you try out the normal 3 archetypes, you know, a warrior, fighter, and a sorcerer, a wizard, and you know, a thief, rogue kind of character.
They're all over. Run!
Standard box splitting game. And of course it wouldn't be a good fantasy game if you didn't kill rats first. Oops. Just like Fable, press A to jump down on ledges. Yeah, so it's teaching you how to dodge here if you want to do more of like the rogue character. Basically B and jump. Oops. Like that. I got my ass kicked. It didn't work. Alright, let's try that again. Anyways, I fight more with like a shield or shield and sword, armor, all that. One thing I'm wondering is that blue symbol on the right. I wonder if that's kind of like on Mass Effect where you had the Paragon or Renegade colors. Same color basically. Wonder if you can play more, make more evil decisions and go into more of a renegade.
You're alive! You died. I don't know how or even where. But your body was remade in the Well of Souls, and somehow it worked. The well restored your soul to your body, and it worked. We must get you to Professor Hughes right away. He'll have questions for you. Professor Formerus Hughes, the Well of Souls is his life's work. The Tuatha are coming into the lower levels. If we hurry, we should be able to beat them to the top. Take these. They'll help keep you safe long enough to get to Hughes.
Let's go
now,
find Hughes.
Let's get going.
Some armor here.
Let me get this door, and we can be on. Right this way. You.
So that shows you your inventory and your armor. Nothing like C4 back in the fantasy days. So this guy behind us following us, Aaron or something his name is. Ansel. He's kind of your guide through the tutorial. chest back here to the right.
See if you can find anything.
It's kind of cool. What I started liking about this game was, as you start upgrading, you get kind of new special attacks and moves you can start using. So it really makes the game. It's kind of like a fighting game, except mixed in with the actual full-blown adventure game. Got my shield. Let's see what else is here. Gloves. So you just, by the end of the tutorial, you have like full armor. You'll be able to choose whatever you want. So the shield, the only thing I don't like about this game is the shield just automatically appears when you block, and so you're actually carrying it. And I'd like to have my games a little more realistic and immersive. So now when you block, see, it just appears and disappears. But it gets kind of fun when you actually start playing the game. And you kind of block right at the right time. What's going on? Alright. Shield's really important because you can always use it. What's really cool is, I thought, if you use, like, say, a great sword or, like a two-handed sword, you wouldn't be able to hold the shield, but you can have both. So basically, a great sword is just slower. So you can still block even if you're using a great sword. So here's where they start teaching you how to use the bow.
That one had a bow. Get it?
Where's the bow? Right. Oh, it's back here. And this is where it shows you how to use your secondary. What's really cool too about the secondary, you can, it doesn't have to be a certain type of weapon. So you can have two great swords, and like I was looking at it, you could have like the a great hammer and a fast sword, or whatever you want to do. So I guess that's what's kind of cool about this game. So it's really open as far as how you want to play. I know there's one piece that has a piece of armor that you gotta kind of find, but I think of it at the end, you get to kind of choose what you want, and then they kind of open the armory till you can take everything from it. But hold it down, do a power attack, get 1 extra damage. Easy money. Tattered documents were worthless. Just garbage. I don't know why they put them in the game. Sure, something back there. There's the pants. So I'll actually be switching to the PS4 when it comes out, and I think honestly I'll end up getting both. But for the Elder Scrolls Online, if you have the PS4, they're going to have the first open beta, and Elder Scrolls Online is going to be a big game for me to be playing. As I piece together my armor, all you need now is a chest piece. One thing that's kind of stupid is when you spent, an hour and a half in that demo, and it's saying, oh, you'll get all this extra stuff when you buy the game. There's no way to save it in the demo, so it has no idea to keep it to you. I supposed to have fucking knives? There they are. So here's the stealth part of the game if you want to do that. Here's the Skyrim or Elder Scroll elements. You got the little eye up there. And kill. So that's why I said it has, you know, some Fable and some Elder Scrolls mixed in. Which is kind of cool because it has kind of the best of both. And there's my furnace. Want to learn if you go to compare it when you look at something, then you can also equip it right from your name, right from the pickup screen, which is kind of cool. Now what I haven't learned how to do is to kill both these guys at the same time. Yeah, I don't know.
Pathetic creatures. A mistake of the gods.
Let's try something there. What I'll actually end up doing as I make a paladin character, he's going to be kind of a mix between certain magics, you know, anything that has to do with protection or healing. You know, I won't be doing any like lightning or cold damage, or except for right here, it kind of forces you to. But I'll pretty much focus to only things that you would have in, you know, a paladin would have, traditional Dungeons and Dragons paladin. So here's where you can, you know, get your, if you want to be a sorcerer, so then start showing us the sorcerer stuff. If you want to do that. That note basically says that they're using these spiders over here to suck the venom out of it, and now I have a venom potion. How it kind of works is it's timed. So if I equip it, it says it equips it on you know, weapons that can use poison. So I don't know if that means any kind of blade or it has to be these daggers or whatever. As a paladin, I don't really use poison anyways. You know, everything's based on being honorable and all that. So, no stealing. Alright. Too easy. Hopefully the game gets harder than this. Alright, so here's the staff. Pretty cool secondary. I hope to get like a holy staff later on. Basically, as a paladin, I specialize in killing undead, vampires, and skeletons. Oops. Oops. It's kind of cool that he automatically will block. You automatically block in the direction you're being attacked from. So if someone comes and attacks you from the back, your character will automatically block his attack. I try not to do too much lockpicking as a paladin. I mean, you kind of have to a little bit, but I'll never get really past, you know, just basic lockpicking on easy or whatever. They kind of have their own lockpicking set, kind of like Elder Scrolls did. Their own little design for it, but same idea.
Die, twas a bastard! Wait, you're not one of them. Ansel, yet alive! And who's this? That's what I
Praetorians are
intend to find out.
tempered in battle.
He came out of the west.
Scholars are...
What? Then he'd better get inside. This is where we part ways. Take whatever you want from this armory. We might have a few things that would fit you. Just make sure you get to choose.
So my character being a
Hold off the Tuatha
paladin,
here.
one of the good things is they're persuasive, you know, charismatic. Charisma is a high thing. So I just have to be careful to make sure I don't ever use it to lie or anything like that.
I suppose these might be able to help if the Tuatha realize.
So
what
sometimes
you
even though I could have a 95% chance of doing it, I have to not use it.
We can't risk you getting killed. You're proof that the well can work. Don't you realize what that
Like I told
means?
him I had to fight,
Just keep going
you know,
past
again as
the
a
top of the
paladin,
well.
you gotta be willing to
Hughes
die
will
to
be there in his
protect.
study. I'll see you on the outside.
This guy, I talked to him. These guys are like gnomes. That's what they kind of remind me of.
Scholars are
Hobbits, maybe.
soft.
So I think I already have the cuirass. So all this stuff basically I can just use for selling in the market. But basically I'm not going to because, oops, I don't need it. That'd be unhonorable. Take this potion, so I'm gonna need those. No potions here, right? Lockpicks maybe. And that's it. Keep it honorable. Make your gold and all that from being a hero and saving people. Alright, here we go. Gotta meet Hughes in here. He's the guy that made all this happen.
You've made it. And look at you. Even with all you've been through. The Tuatha, your return from the dead. Please forgive me. You must be terribly confused by all of this. I am Fomerus Hughes, and this is my laboratory at Alistar. Everything you see here is dedicated to one thing. The Well of Souls. The pursuit of immortality. And you're my first success. If we only had the time. There's
What's
so
going
much we
on?
might learn from one another. Too much to explain right now. The Tuatha have come to stop my work, but I don't believe they know about you. Not yet. What's important is getting you out of here safely. You're the only proof of what we've achieved here. I may not be able to save the well, but I can ensure that its only success is safe.
Protect and die, right?
Absolutely not. I got my notes, but it's most important that you stay safe. It's just that you're... Fascinating. Simply I'm not certain what's caused it, but somehow... yes, as I was saying, I'm not sure what... Perhaps I should go see. Sir! Mr. Hughes! The Tuatha have reached the lab! That inside the No! We've got to get you out of here now! Quickly! Follow the path to the town of Gorhart. Find Agath. He's a friend, and he may be able to help. No matter what else,
So badass
stay
today.
alive!
Sealed off their entrance. I gotta get out of here before I get fucking pummeled by the place coming down on top of me. So you can sprint, holding on to A. Let you lose control of the camera. And that happens. Tuatha section. Little holy flames for him. Shit's powerful. And here's our first boss fight. A troll. Take out the little guys first. Can't see. And now hit. And got to map these. There we go. Well, I can use them right in battle. So shields work really good against bosses. Just keep it. Keep it getting knocked down. And that has something to do with so explain later on. Squire's ring. I'll equip that. Some money. Shards are used to enchant your own weapons later on. Protection stuff. That's it. And there you go, there's the beginning of the game, tutorial. You guys actually made it through to the end watching this. Thank you. And like the video if you liked it. Leave a comment and I'll respond. Subscribe if you want. Take it easy.